Welcome to Storywork. My name is Devin Madson, and today we're going to be talking about 7 words you really don't need. Now you might think that there's no such thing as a useless word, but in writing there are some that are just debilitating. You need to get rid of them. Now, number 1, very. This is the pet peeve of many an editor. It is meant to intensify a word, but in reality, it has the opposite effect. It was a very cold day. Instead of very cold, we should choose something stronger. How about icy? It was an icy day. She was very sad. It would be much stronger to say, she was miserable. There was a very old coat in the cupboard. Why not, there was an ancient coat in the cupboard? It's not only less words, but it paints a stronger picture. Search your work for the word very and get rid of almost all of them. Number 2, little. Like very, little can be used as a qualifier. Burn it with fire. There was a little blood. The day was a little cold. Dogs are a little smelly. As with very, try for a word that says what you mean. Don't say a little cold when you could say freezing. Don't say a little smelly when you could say stink. Always aim for writing that is strong and forthright, that doesn't dilly-dally and wonder if it's going to hurt the feelings of the stinky canine. The only place where little is acceptable is in describing size. She was a little dog. Can you tell I have a dog? She's both little and stinky. Pew. But if you're not describing size, you better have a really good reason to use this poisonous weed of a word. Number 3, some. Some is a vague and indiscriminate amount. So it makes for vague and weak writing. There were some things beside the door. Some clothes fell out. What things? Which clothes? Don't be lazy. Show us what is happening rather than hampering our ability to visualize the scene with the roadblock some. Why not? A suitcase sat beside the door with a pink leather jacket thrown over and a pair of pink polka dot shoes. Clothes tumbled. A black singlet, a crumpled pair of jeans, and all too many pairs of brightly colored underwear. They all take more words, but the road to clean, sharp writing isn't getting rid of the most words. It's getting rid of the right words. Number 4, suddenly. Suddenly the door burst open. Why not just the door burst open? It's just as sudden without you having to tell us that it's sudden. In fact, telling me that it was sudden makes it take longer to read, which in fact makes it less sudden. The email was suddenly there. Instead, we could have the email appeared. You even get less words there. Or you could add a sense connection to make it real for the reader. With a cheery ding, the email appeared. Set killer scorpions on this one. Number 5, rather. It was a rather warm day. She was a pretty dog, rather nice to look at. The coat was rather warm. This is one of those words that says, I'm not confident about what I'm writing, so I'm going to add in a wheedling sort of, I hope you think so too word. Don't. Please. Own your words. This is your story, your world, your characters. Tell us about them in strong words. And if you're trying to tell us that it was a hot day, then just say it was a hot day, not rather warm. It was a warm day. She was a pretty dog, and the coat was cozy. Number 6, pretty. Pretty is another word like little. It has a good and functional use when you use it to describe what someone looks like. The pretty boy, the pretty garden. She was pretty, not beautiful. These are all legitimate uses of this word, so don't get rid of those. But if you're going through your work and find examples like this, it was a pretty good game. No, it was a good game. Or the game was boring, but I couldn't tell him so. Or the game was amazing. And number 7, quite. Quite doesn't have a use. It was quite a nice day. The drive was quite slow. If you see these, get rid of them. Like rather or little or very, if you're using quite as a modifier, you don't need it. Choose a stronger word instead. It was quite a nice day could become it was a lovely day. And the drive was quite slow could become the drive took forever. Even in the situation not quite there, we could use almost there or close. There are always stronger words that can be used. Unless it's in dialogue. Dialogue forgives many things because few of us speak in the strongest, sharpest words possible. It's a little sad, don't you think? Yeah, it was quite a nice book. I kind of think that maybe we should consider having a little party. That'd be quite nice, don't you think? You can feel the ill ease oozing off these speakers, and it will be even more obvious if those lines of dialogue appear within strong, sharp prose. So unless you're writing dialogue, don't piss fart around. Get rid of debilitating qualifiers. Splashing at me. Leeches that infest the pond of prose, sucking the blood of words. Still flashing. La 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 la. That was the last episode for the season, but I'll be back next year with more in-depth Storywork goodness. And if you want to check out my books, you can find them on my website or at any good retailer. Start with this one. It's the first one. I better get back to work.